Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video by popular demand, and by popular demand I mean one of you have asked for a new episode of Action Figure Evolution. You know the drill, I showcase the various action figure incarnations over the years of one particular character, and in this episode we're going to focus on Black Costume Spider-Man. I certainly won't feature everyone ever made, so if you have one in your collection and don't see it in this video, mention it in the comments below. I do have enough for us to tuck into though, so let's kick it off with the very first one. It's Mattel's Secret Wars Black Costume Spider-Man from way back in 1984 when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Mattel making Marvel figures seems strange today as Mattel make action figures for Marvel's big rival, DC. For those not in the know, Secret Wars was the first big Marvel crossover event in which superheroes and supervillains were transported by a cosmic entity called the Beyonder to Battle World. To, do battle with a name like that? What else would you do there? Well, if you're Peter Parker, you go shopping for a new costume. Shopping for a new costume meant a symbiotic alien life form clinging to his naked body that once removed calls itself Venom and constantly tries to kill him. Black Costume Spider-Man was from the second series, sharing the same body as the red and blue Spidey from the first series. In fact, most of the figures shared the same body, so even the likes of chubby old Doc Ock here had washboard abs that most chicks would drool over. He also had tentacles at one point. I ripped those off. Hey, I was 6, what can I say? He's lucky I didn't feed him to the family dog or bury him in the backyard never to be seen again. So the Secret Wars campaign didn't just consist of action figures, as kids like me back in the 80s were tempted by merchandise of all kind. I have these Secret Wars bedsheets to prove it. Alas, I made my mother dye them black when I turned 16 and took to lounging around in my own teenage filth, listening to The Cure and wishing I was dead. But I'm sure when I hold these up to the light, I can still see Wolverine's face peering back at me. Either that or my meds have ceased to work. Next up, it's Black Costume Spider-Man from Toy Biz's Spider-Man Classics from the year 2000. And this is the series that kicked off what I would call the modern era of action figures as superposability became a revolution, with Spider-Man Classics later giving way to the wildly popular Marvel Legends. This figure has a whopping 30 points of articulation, and that's especially insane when you consider up until Spider-Man Classics, most action figures had 5 points of articulation. And while at 13 years old, it's not the greatest figure and does show its age, its historical significance is grand. Despite what your girlfriend might tell you, size does matter. It's the 12-inch Spider-Man Classics Black Costume Spider-Man. A really decent looking figure. It's rotocast, so doesn't have the quality of the Marvel Legends Icons 12-inch scale figures, but then retailed at a third of the price of those, so still decent looking and plenty of bang for your buck back in 2006 when this was released. Moving on to the third Spider-Man movie, which not only saw the cinematic debut of the black costume, but also saw the Marvel toy license passing from Toy Biz to Hasbro. I say that as firstly we have the shrinking scale, the scale shrunk but not the price, and an action feature where this figure seemingly punches himself in the face. Good one. Sticking with the movie figures but switching back to 6-inch scale, and it's the 6-inch Black Costume Movie Spider-Man from Hasbro's equivalent of Toy Biz's Spider-Man Classics. From 2008, a year after the release of the third Spider-Man movie, and it seems to be an upscaling of the 5-inch figure that accompanied the film's initial release. And then the Marvel Legends movie Spider-Man series, dark times for Marvel Legends as constant cost-cutting by Hasbro took away articulation and chipped away at the passion we fans had for the line. A good example of this is that the figure can't look up, and perhaps it's appropriate that he can only hang his head in shame. Hasbro have of course since clawed some respect back with figures like this Black Costume Spider-Man from the Marvel Legends Red Hulk series. It's certainly a respect-worthy entry, but then I've swapped out the feet for ankles with a pivot and applied a wash, so let's not throw Hasbro a parade quite yet. And let's finish things off with unveiling the greatest Black Costume Spider-Man action figure of all time. It's the superhero squad black costume Spider-Man, of course. Yesterday he caught a fish this big. Yeah, whatever you say, Peter. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed me sharing a slice of my collection. Please comment, rate, share and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the description beneath this video for links to my Facebook and Twitter. Click those links and connect with me there too. Bye.